So did former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak-Biermann just lose her home in this foreclosure auction? Well, it's starting to look that way. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we recently reported to you that more than likely Kim Zolciak-Biermann's home, her $1 million home that's worth nearly $3 million in Georgia, was going to be put up for sale at the top of this month. So I was just waiting to see if it was actually going to happen because Kim went on her social media and denied the reports. As you know, we've been covering this story for over a year in regards to the crumbs leading us to believe that Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann are allegedly having money issues. So much so that they're selling their clothing online. She's starting these other businesses, asking for money on her Linktree. There were countless stories. Google schmoogle all the videos that we did, or just check out the last video that we did where we highlight some of those things. So when I saw Bravo and Cocktail's story or blind item yesterday stating that this home, this $1 million home, was sold for less than $300,000, the $300,000 that she reportedly owed on a loan that she used against the house. So as always, you know, we cite our sources here on the platform. So again, the first place that I saw this story was on Bravo and Cocktails. They didn't say Kim's name, but everyone knew about this story. Even so much so that Page 6 came out with a sort of counter story saying that, yes, this whole conversation about the home, that had been settled. And a lot of you pointed out, well, what they're referring to in the Page 6 article was a different amount of money. They were talking about like a $10 million situation. And we're talking about the $300,000. Some people have also speculated that Kim Zolciak and Kroy are looking to move to Nashville. If you don't know, Tennessee has some favorable reasons why people want to live in Tennessee. So, of course, I wake up this morning, you know, preparing for our live show that we're having today. And it seems as if the information based off of this foreclosure website is true. That her home that we've seen on Tardy for the Party, or Don't Be Tardy, I don't know, I never watched the show, but a lot of you did, for 8 seasons. So, according to this website, Kroy and Kim's home was sold for $257,000. And as I said to you before, I first saw this yesterday as a blind item from Bravo and Cocktails, where they just said simply foreclosed. The bid is in. $257,000 is what the former housewife's house was auctioned for today. So, okay, I saw this and I said, okay, I need to see some concrete information about this. Not you guys tagging me in the website that lists the home. I won't show the address and things like that, even though by now you probably have all seen the address, but we won't get into that. But it does list, and this is, and of course, I will cite my sources. This is on the foreclosurebidlist.com, all right? And this is where foreclosures are listed. Again, the accuracy of this website, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not sure of the accuracy. I will do my due diligence and reach out to other sources, but I wanted to get this information to you and let you know I'm not 100% sure, but there's a lot of smoke, y'all. There's a lot of smoke. So according to this website, they list Kroy and Kim's home and states that it was sold for $257,000. That's a very specific number for Bravo and Cocktails to have yesterday, and then for this website to list this home for that as well. It's a very specific number, but a lot of people are saying $257,000 in this particular neighborhood. A lot of people that you know and love live in the Kim Zolciak neighborhood. It's a very good neighborhood. It's in Alpharetta, Georgia, but this particular gated community has some well-known celebrities. The sad part of this story is that we know and have seen Kim have, she has really young children. So for her to be not having her home right now, I don't think she's homeless. I know the last I saw that she was in Tennessee. Like I said to you before, Kim has come out and said and denied these reports. But here's the thing, Kim, these types of things are public information, and you can only deny so much. And like I said, with this particular information coming out now, what's your response to this? So there's also been speculation that I remember seeing a story, and I can't remember where exactly I saw it, and I wish I had saved it, where they were saying that this is part of their plan. They're going to have someone else buy it, and then they would rent from this person. I don't know if any of that is true. Regardless, even if that is the case, they just lost their home. They just lost ownership of their home, allegedly. This is not good at all, Kim. But like I've said, I've covered their potential money issues for at least a year now. There have been signs after the ending of their reality show ended. We were like, what is going on? Why is she? It seems as if there might be money issues. And she's denied it. She says, Croy has $20 million. He manages our career. If Croy really had this amount of money, this $300,000 that they owed reportedly on this home would be nothing for him. A lot of you are going to say Kim has been living out of her means ever since Big Papa. And I'm sure Croy couldn't keep up with the lifestyle that she likes to live. And when you have children, children alone are crazy expensive. But here we are. Like I said, I've been waiting just for a little bit more confirmation on this. And here we have some of it. Some of it. Again, guys, I will get back to you once I hear more. But once I saw this, I said, okay, when you have a literal website highlighting everybody in their foreclosures, damn. And Kim's a well-known person, a public figure. Sidebar. When I was seeing that other story about Kim's friend buying the house and her renting from them, allegedly, they said she's angling for a Real Housewives of Nashville. Are you guys, first of all, would you want to see Kim come back to the Real Housewives franchise? I know a lot of you no, we tried her in Atlanta. That did not work. Would you be open to her being the focal point, one of the OGs for the Real Housewives of Nashville? A lot of people have been asking for a Real Housewives of Nashville for a long time. And people are like, why don't we have one? People say that about Chicago. I always hear that they try these places, and I guess depending on the friend groups that they've tried it with, sometimes it just doesn't work. Doesn't mean that they haven't tried. It's just finding the right people. And you already know they're having difficult times in other cities. But would you want to see a Kim Zolciak back on your television screens as a Real Housewife of Nashville? Kim, just a sidebar. Getting another gig isn't necessarily going to take care of your money issues, because it's a whole mentality thing. It's a mentality thing. It's not just about getting another job so you can pay off a bill. That's living check to check, literally. You lost this beautiful home that she bought for less than $900,000. Less than $900,000, now worth $2.6 million. And you lose it allegedly over a $300,000 loan? That's not smart at all. At the very least, you have your little baubles and your designer this, at least keep the roof over you and your family's head. But here we are. Guys, I want to know your reaction to this news. First of all, if we had known it was going to go for that price, why weren't we at the auction? We all could have owned this beautiful mansion. Can you imagine the parties we could have had? Anyways, guys, as always, let's continue that conversation in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.